Hi everyone, this is Katie Groves and I am recording this video at a public park near where I live, although I will not actually be living here for very much longer. I spoke in part 1 of this video about our plans to move to a place that was important to us when we were a child, and while we would still like to move there eventually, a bunch of stuff has happened since then, and to make a long story short, we now are going to be moving somewhere else, somewhere that is also actually quite important to me from my childhood. And so moving there is going to also help fulfill the promises that I made to myself when I was a kid. That was definitely a place that I promised myself I would spend more time in as an adult when I got free. Part of the deal though with this is that we are not going to be moving into an apartment like we had planned. We are going to be homeless. I know that some of you guys are aware that we made plans a while back to start traveling homeless around this time. But then a bunch of stuff happened with our boyfriend and his methadone, and we were not able to start our cross-country travels. But things have lined up in a way where we are now going to be doing kind of a combination of all these plans we made. And we're going to be homeless, and we are going to be tied down to a certain area due to the methadone thing, but we are going to have the opportunity to travel around a pretty wide radius while we're homeless there. And so in that way, we are going to start our travels. It's just not gonna quite look as we planned. And I have a lot of things that I want to say about this. Right now I'm actually experiencing some anxiety that's making it hard to talk because I'm in a place where there are more people than usual. But that is something that I'm going to have to get used to more. We are moving to a big city, and it's going to mean that our videos are going to have more background noise. We're not going to have a space inside, and we've already been recording a lot outside to get more practice doing it like this, and so that you guys are kind of familiar with us doing it like this. But the background noise level is definitely going to increase, and while we will do what we can to minimize it, we may often not be in a position where we can really make videos and maintain our channel if we're not willing to put up with a lot of noise. I'd also like to acknowledge my shirt. You guys can't see all the lettering, but my shirt says Texas born and raised, and this is something that makes parts of our system very uncomfortable due to our traumas, but it's also something that we're finding helpful in our healing. We just happened to find this shirt at a thrift store, in a part of the thrift store we didn't normally even look in, but we felt called to look there. And when we found it, we felt like the universe is sort of aligned in a way where it kind of had our name on it, so to speak. So we went ahead and bought it about a month ago, and it has made certain parts of us who do have a fondness for Austin and other parts of Texas that we spent time in as a child. It's just making them happy. And part of why I want to acknowledge it is because I recognize that it could be a trigger for some people, and we have tried to avoid wearing clothes with triggering wording on it. But today, due to all the stress of us moving and everything, we were not able to remember to bring something to cover this up with. And we decided to just record as it is because we don't really know when we would get the opportunity to make this under better circumstances. And that's something that I think will come up a lot too with clothing when we travel. We're bringing some clothes with us, most of which aren't particularly triggering. However, we may be often in a position where we are wearing something that's super triggering and we have an opportunity to make a video, and so we're probably just gonna have to take it. So I hope that all makes sense. Like I said, I'm getting a lot of anxiety right now doing this, but I'm really just hoping that that you guys understand if our videos are just not quite as perfect in certain regards after this point. So yeah, we are going to be leaving most likely in just a few days if all goes according to plan. And we're going to try very hard to make weekly videos so that we show our face for our safety, and so that we, of course, just maintain this channel and keep posting stuff that is helpful to others. We worry about struggling to maintain our channel, but I think that as long as we don't take on too much and don't set the bar too high, so to speak, that we'll be able to post pretty regularly, moderate the comments, and still be available to talk to at least some of you guys. We have struggled a lot with emailing and replying to comments and just generally being available to those of you who wanted to maintain one-on-one correspondences. And I really want to apologize to all of you who have tried to maintain correspondences with us, but we have been unable. I hope that you guys understand that we do really want to talk to every survivor and ally who reaches out, but we just truly have not had the ability with all of our trauma processing, all of our inner work, and all the work that we have continued to do online. It's just been too much. And now that we're going to be on the street, I really do fear that we're going to have even less energy to email people and reply to comments. So I don't discourage you guys from emailing. In fact, I have something specific to say about that in a minute here. But I do encourage you guys not to get your hopes up too much about getting a response from us in general, and especially in the next couple months as we adjust to our new life. Now, we have been homeless in the past, so it's not unfamiliar to us, but it's been a couple years, and so it is going to be difficult for us, especially because it's going to be getting cold. So, really big thing I want to talk about here is boundaries for if you guys see us in public. So far, nobody, as far as we know, has come up to us where we live and said anything about recognizing us from online. We've had a couple experiences where people were staring at us really weirdly in a certain way that made us wonder, but nobody said anything. And that probably has a lot to do with the size of the town I live in, and the fact that most of the people here probably don't spend much time online due to the demographics of the area. Certainly not online looking at YouTube like this. But the city that we're moving to, I feel will open up a lot more opportunities for people to recognize us and want to talk to us in person. And so I feel the need to talk about that here. So we're a super introverted, super awkward person socially. We are able to make these videos and talk fairly eloquently, but it's a totally different thing for us than talking to people in person. And aside from our partner, we really hardly interact with anybody offline. So we have a lot of fears about people recognizing us from online and coming up and talking to us and us not knowing what to do. With our dissociation and everything, it just compounds things. And so we really encourage you guys, if you recognize us on the street and you want to say hi, we think it would be best if you emailed us first and let us know that you saw us, and perhaps if you live around there and would ever want to spend any time with us in person, we encourage you to tell us in an email, and we will try to feel it out and decide whether we feel safe to respond. We're going to err on the side of caution so heavily because of all the targeting that we've been through and will continue to go through, I'm sure, where we're moving. So if you don't hear back from us for whatever reason, I really hope that you will understand and that you will continue to watch our videos and feel positively about us and what we're doing, if that's right for you. But yeah, we want to stay open to connecting with people, especially people who are also on the street, people who are traveling. Like I said, we won't be able to leave the city that we're moving to very easily. We'll be able to travel around the general area, but we won't be able to actually leave it due to our partner's methadone. So if you're traveling, we won't be able to probably travel with you, and we would just be so afraid to do that anyway, for a bunch of reasons, because of our traumas. But yeah, if you are like-minded and you want to hang out with us, we do not want to be closed off to that. We just want to be careful and safe. So yeah, and of course another huge thing, one of the big things here is around donations. We are very committed to not accepting donations through our channel. And for us, that means not accepting money from people who know us through here. Period. There are a couple of people who I am really close to, who I connected with through my work on here, who I talk to on a near daily basis, and who, if I was ever in a crisis, I might consider reaching out to them for help in that kind of way. But I never have, and I probably never will. And aside from those two people, who I consider to be such good friends now, it just doesn't feel like it would be the same kind of violation of my boundaries on this channel, because it's crossed over into something else. Otherwise, I'm just never going to feel comfortable asking for or accepting anything like that from any of you guys. So if you see us out there, please do not try to give us stuff, give us money. We are going to be making money in a variety of legal ways that enable us to get by, and with the little bit of support that we will probably continue to receive from our partner's family, as well as stuff like food stamps and homeless giveaways, I think we're going to be all right. And so I don't want you guys to worry about us and to feel like you have to give us stuff because we're not going to be okay, regardless of what we say on here, because that's just not the case. Of course, if you see us and me or my partner are like fucking dying or something, like, please, call an emergency number, or ask us if we're okay or whatever. Like, there's always exceptions for emergencies, but we're still not going to take anything that would be unnecessary to save our life in the moment from any of you guys, if we know that's where the money's coming from, where the assistance is coming from. And we would appreciate it if, in emergency circumstances, you let us know if you do recognize us. At least don't pretend to not recognize us and have it be weird. I hope that all of this makes sense. It can be really hard for us to set boundaries clearly because of our DID, but we really just want you guys to know where we're coming from and know what's okay and what's not okay. And if any of you guys ever make a mistake, like through dissociation, if something bad ever happens, if you recognize us or interact with us and something weird happens, please feel free to send us an email about it, if you feel comfortable. I know that things can get tricky with dissociation and trauma, and I just never want any of you guys to feel alienated from us because you aren't able to properly understand or follow all the intricacies of our boundaries. As long as you try and do your best, we will be understanding. Okay, that's all that I think I have to say for this. I apologize if it was a bit long-winded. But one last thing, this is really exciting. We almost forgot. Our partner may very well be appearing in a video with us in the next few days for the first time. I don't want to say for sure because he's so nervous about it. I'm not 100% whether he's actually going to do it, but we have discussed for a long time that when we start traveling, when we become homeless again, that it would be best if he show his face so that you guys know what both of us look like for a bunch of safety reasons. But yeah, I'm not going to say any more about that. And oh wait, sorry, I remember now. There was a big reason that I was going to share that, more than just that it's exciting. He wears an eye patch. I said that on this channel before, but I want to say that here again so that you all are aware that for medical reasons he wears an eye patch, and it's not just aesthetic. Like, if he takes it off, he's actually in a lot of pain, and so he's going to be wearing the patch in the video so that he can do it more easily and comfortably, and so that you guys can see what he looks like with it on, as he'll always be wearing it, except sometimes at night when we're out there. So I just want to give you guys warning of that. That may be triggering for a lot of you, and I apologize, but that's definitely not the intent. And if there was a way for him to make the videos without being in too much pain, without wearing the patch, we would do that, but it's just not possible. Okay, that's truly all I have for this now. Thank you.